Broadcasting from somewhere in the Hollywood Hills.
You have arrived. We are Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dance Cast.
Dance Cast.
We are dance all day, every day, all the time. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at iDanceCast, at Nick Drago, or at Desiree Robin.
We are available on iTunes. You can check us out on the web at infinitedancecast.com. Each and every single one of our episodes are free and available to download for your listening pleasure.
Oh, your pleasure. And my pleasure.
Oh, well, that's such a pleasure.
All of our pleasure.
It's been quite a pleasure.
It has been.
Welcome to Infinite Dance Cast, episode number 74.
Can you believe that?
I sure can. You say that every time.
No,
Janae, fact check how many times she said, can you believe
so
that?
I am sure that I've said it at least 74 or more times.
Yeah.
We'll round it up to a good 100.
We're coming up on our epic episode of 75, and the votes...
Epic episode of 75.
The votes have been tallied. The news ticker is about to go. Okay, we should just actually... I wonder if we should announce...
I think it should just be a surprise.
Should it be a surprise?
It should be a surprise.
Okay.
Who the host is, because then they're going to have to tune in. They might go, that wasn't my pick, I'm mad.
Host or hosts.
Which
That's right.
We don't have the... Michael's going to have to use the S.
So for all of you who just started listening to us, shame on you. One, go to our episode, infinitedancecast.com, go to the episode section and listen to all 74 episodes right now.
Figure out what we're talking about.
iTunes only has the last 50, so you have to go to our website to check out the others. They're all just charming. Just charming. So we've had this contest for the last 10 episodes. Tweet in your favorite host or your favorite guest from the past, and they're going to guest host for us. So we have those tallied. Episode 75, these guest hosts are going to come in. They're going to interview Desiree and I.
Yeah, I'm a little scared.
I'm a little nervous, too.
I'm not going to lie.
It's going to be exciting.
Now we know what it feels like to be on the other side.
Right. I
like being in control.
I'm a little afraid. Yeah, I'm a little afraid I won't be able to relinquish control. You know?
Does that mean they have to do all this other stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
I think our guests are going to be nervous, though.
They better be. So,
I should do... Okay, I'm going to intro who we're interviewing today with my movie guy voice.
I'm very excited about today's guest.
On the show today... Oh, that was kind of good. On the show today, world-renowned tap dancer and choreographer, entertainer...
And entrepreneur.
Mr. Gregg Russell.
Woo!
I don't think that was
I don't know. I didn't know what I was supposed to do after that. You can follow Greg on Twitter at Gregg Russell Tap.
And that's two G's at the end.
Yeah, two G's because he's better than one.
Oh, like he's OG.
Greg
Yeah.
Russell.
I'm really excited to have him on the show. He's always been a huge inspiration.
I thought you were going to say a huge fan of me.
He's been a huge fan of mine for years.
Yeah.
No, he's great. I remember taking class from him growing up.
Yeah, watch how many years you pass as you talk about this.
Right. Well, it's only been like 5. So,
okay,
but I remember watching him on stage, and I was thinking, instead of focusing on the steps, I thought, wow, this guy is hilarious.
Did you think, wow, this guy is hilarious?
Yeah, no.
He is a hilarious gentleman.
He's a hilarious gentleman. And you know what? You can tell jokes, you can be fun and dance and make tap cool. Like,
yeah.
It changed
and also be a good teacher.
And also be a great teacher.
Yeah.
And hilarious performer. You know what he's good at?
I love watching him perform. Like, my fave.
Yeah, he's got these little... like things that he throws into each of his performances that it's really charming.
Yeah, it makes you a part of it.
There he is. Look at him.
Oh, he's heading up.
He's coming up. Okay, so we'll have him stay out there for a little bit, but
we won't let him hear us talk about it right now.
This dude is he's so good. Him and Keith Clifton are two guys that I looked up to personally growing up.
I wonder how many times you've said that on the show.
Probably.
Just since you're calling me out.
Whatever, man.
I can't believe it.
But as a male dancer growing up, seeing a performer like him was a huge inspiration. I'm like, okay, look, people may make fun of me.
I know why.
But I'm homies with Gregg Russell.
Yeah.
Why? But that's what I literally think.
I'm homies, yeah.
I'm homies.
I'm sure Greg thought the same thing. In fact, I'm going to ask him.
Yeah.
Did you feel you were a homie?
Yeah, like, I want to know, like, when he came to Houston, was he like, yo, what's up? I can't wait to see Nick. Or did he just like, oh, I forgot Nick's here?
Oh, God, that guy Nick.
Oh, man.
He really bugs me. I think that's what he thought.
He probably so.
No, but you guys you must have taken a lot of inspiration from him because he doesn't only teach tap.
Right.
He teaches hip hop, but he's also trained in jazz. jazz, and he's trained in every form of dance. So he worked a lot in many different areas.
Yeah. Were you afraid to say the word facets? Faucets?
Well, no. No.
Faucet. I don't get that word.
Facet.
Facet.
Did you just send an email?
Maybe. I'm trying
we
to
are a professional show, Greg. Don't worry.
No, you're absolutely right, though. He did do everything, and he always had work.
Right.
Because, you never knew what he was going to be teaching when he came to the city, and I felt like that when I was teaching.
Sure.
Because
I know you did.
And people were like, what are you teaching? I'm like,
I'm going to say this. Greg doesn't stress out quite like you do.
Maybe he does.
No, he does. Well, okay, maybe on the inside, but I've never. He's so easygoing.
We're going to ask him.
And I can't wait because the inquiring minds want to know.
He's got great facial hair too.
Is this why you grew a beard today?
So I can be more like Gregg Russell?
Yes. Let's see. He still has his beard.
And then I'm going to shave my head.
Oh no, he shaved his it's tighter.
Listen, and then I'm going to shave my head so I can look more like Keith Clifton. And I'm going to get earrings.
I ran into him at the airport last week.
Did you apologize?
I did not run into him. But we were actually sitting, and I thought I saw him, but he thought for like 10 minutes we looked at each other, and then we kind of went, oh, it is you. After 10 minutes. We're getting old. That's all I knew. That's all I knew.
Look for the guitar.
And I said, where's your guitar? And then, anyway, it was right there.
If I could hang out with Keith Clifton and Gregg Russell, and that'd be like my crew.
Do you know what?
You know how happy I'd be?
I would never get a word in edgewise.
No, you wouldn't.
I would not be.
You would be buried.
I wouldn't feel loved in that situation.
Oh, you got it. Let's do music.
Well, actually, I would, because those three gentlemen all love women. I said it. Okay, we are on to music.
I don't like women. Well, I don't like dudes either.
You like me.
I hate everyone.
You love me.
Love you.
Okay, we are on episode 74. My first music pick for this week is entitled, I Don't Know What Love Is.
No, and guess who that's by?
And that is by Leslie Nuchow, Nuchow. Okay, my second is entitled Right Now. That's off Rihanna's new one. It's a hot one. It's just not the first release, but you're going to want to get it now because it's Right Now, Rihanna. And my third and final pick in the slow club groove, hey, is entitled I Want to Party All Night. No, it's just All Night. All Night. That's Team Pitbull.
Now,
Team Pitbull.
You're so gangster when you choosing Team Pitbull. What's up with that?
I am well-rounded in my musical choices. That's what it is.
Is that right?
It is right. Because I do lyrical. I do contemporary. I do some hip-hop.
Now, you stressed out whenever you had to teach contemporary for Full 40.
I did.
Look at how you're rolling your chord.
I'm nervous right now rolling the chord, yeah.
But I get nervous. So good.
But I get nervous all the time doing everything, you know.
Shut up, Desiree. You're fantastic.
I won't shut up. Oh.
Now you have to shut up.
That means we're on to you.
All right, number one for me, Somebody That I Used to Know by Gautier.
Oh my gosh. What are you... I wonder...
Oh, this is a good one. Number two, Back of My Hand by Down with Webster.
Okay.
I used to know you like the back of my hand. You know that song?
No, but now I do, and now I understand why you like it.
Oh, man. Number three.
Oh, no. I'm afraid. These are really scary picks this week.
They're scary every week. Your Love Is a Lie by Simple Plan.
Now, my picks, I just want the audience to know, my picks do not reflect my inner heart.
I don't have a heart.
And Nick's, anyway, all of these music picks, which are all very good, and you have many, many episodes of them, are available for download on iTunes. Those are not free, but our episodes are free.
Yeah, and they're free to give us reviews too. So start giving us reviews. You
review lovers.
You review lovers.
Okay, and
you can always go back and listen to all of our episodes and see my mood by my.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And that's all I want to say. Because I could get us in trouble.
No, it's okay. They don't listen anyways.
Hey, Gregg Russell's here. We're so excited. He's in studio.
Gregg Russell?
I know. It only took me 2 years to get him. To lure him into our cave somewhere in the Hollywood Hills.
Don't give away. How do our guests even find this place, being that we're in somewhere in the Hollywood Hills?
We leave him a little treasure map.
Oh, that's good.
That's a good one.
That's good.
I like it.
Infinite Dance Cast, episode number 74. We'll be right back with Gregg Russell.
Flow 40 Dance Workshops is the nation's premier in-house dance experience. We come to you and offer dancers a personalized workshop in the comfort of their own studio. Build a customized schedule to best suit your student needs. Our faculty work in every facet of the entertainment industry. And now, for a limited time, Desiree Robbins is in the mix. Book her for your next workshop. We're available for booking year-round. Visit flow40dance.com or call 818-985-7005 for more information. Flow 40 Dance Workshops. Work hard, dance strong.
Hey, welcome back. We are Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dance Cast.
Dance Cast.
We are dance all day, every day, all the time. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at, was I loud in your ear? At iDancecast, at Nick Drago, or at Desiree Robbins.
There's always a certain buzz around the Infinite Dance Cast studio when we have a choreographer of this caliber on the show, and by caliber, I mean of the Emmy-nominated persuasion. Even this man's shoelaces have rhythm. Even his shoelaces kids have rhythm. He has worked with such legends as Gregory Hines, the Nicholas Brothers, and the man himself, Gene Kelly. He will be the first one to tell you that dance ain't dance if it ain't entertaining. He's been seen in Clueless, Love Bites, and my favorite, Newsies, and has worked with music stars such as Reba McEntire, Smash Mouth, the B-52s, and Jason Mraz. And did I mention the Gene Kelly, Gregory Hines, Nicholas Brothers thing? He will make you laugh with his jokes, cry with his tap warm-up. Please give a big hoot, holler, and a handshake to the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Gregg Russell.
Greetings.
Yes. Gregg Russell, man.
Well, hopefully I don't make him cry. So.
Well, I mean, you do have a scary tap warm-up. Am I right?
Yes, I've been told that, yes.
Now, why
He doesn't think it's scary. You think it's
I think it's scary, but that's okay. I mean, it all comes from a good place, but you're always the kind of guy that's like, hey, do this option A or option 8.
Yes, exactly.
I probably would do 8.
And so where does that come from?
Actually, a long time, like a lot of my friends and hoofers that I grew up with, they would just go for hours. We'd improv. And I mean, we'd put on, now I'm going to show some age, we'd put on a whole record and just go straight and then flip it over, and we'd do like 3-4 records, and it'd be like 2 hours later, and we wouldn't even think about it.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
So, now, for those of you that don't know what a record is, that can go on for what? 45 minutes on each side?
Exactly.
Okay, so yeah.
So did you started out as a tap dancer?
Yep.
Okay.
Tap dance, I grew up in my mom's studio. She put me in tap because I was extremely hyper and ADD, so there was no medication back in the day.
Right.
Except for dance.
Dance class was a good one, yeah.
Sounds a lot like my story. I hear you.
Exactly. So,
and then, so from there, you found a love of tap. Were you always good at tap, or did you used to suck a little bit? Give us some hope.
Oh my God.
Well, according to my mom, is that I was able to watch and then pick up stuff just by watching, and so I think I had that, even though maybe my feet weren't the best. But then, luckily, I grew up with like Al Gilbert training and Judy Bassing, and those type of people were very meticulous with their sounds. And then from there, we could,
So did you ever get called out? Like, do you have a moment in your life where you got called out? Like, oh, I need to fix this. And that was like the turning point of like the light bulb, so to speak? That's a hard question.
Yeah, that is a very hard question. Now, actually, you know what I do remember is that there was my nemesis. I think it was like 8 or 9, and there was this one girl in class that was always better than me. And that was like my focal point. It was on, Yeah. So, no, I just remember there was one time when there was a step, I think it was some pullback thing going across the floor, and I did it better than her, and I got acknowledged for that. Teacher was like, "Good job, that's what we want." And I was like, "Okay, I love this."
Did you
go slap her in the face?
Yeah.
Like, got you.
Yeah,
it's always worse when
I just smirked.
It's always worse when a girl's better than you too. Like, it's easier if it's a dude, right?
Is it?
Yeah, it's just because it's emasculating. You're like,
especially to a 9-year-old.
But then you got into jazz and ballet and all that.
How did that?
Okay, honestly, this is what it is. I grew up, all I did was tap and breakdancing. Or hip hop, that's what it was.
For how many years?
Well, I started when I was 4.
Okay.
And then like breakdancing started to become popular, like I'd say like maybe early 80s, so like 8 or 9. Mm-hmm. And then I also did sports though. I did baseball and then also track and cross country, and I made it.
Of course you did multi-talented way.
Well, running is not that talented. Let's be
I don't like it, and I do not do it. So.
But I made it to state, but I went to state for the 800 and the 1600.
Yeah.
I got 31st out of 32nd for the 800.
Yes!
And 32nd out of 32nd for the 1600. I made it to state, so I was good, but I sucked at state. And then I remember taking the bus ride home going, I'm good at track, but I'm never going to be like my best friend who got like second and third. You know? I'm like, I'm never going to be that good, but I'm really good at dance. So I went home the next morning and I said, Mom, I want to take ballet, I want to take jazz, I want to take everything. And that's when I decided.
That's
I was like,
awesome.
I'm going to do it.
Did you catch a lot of heat for being a dude dancing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Twinkle Toes. I grew up small town USA, you know, and so unfortunately, they didn't.
How'd you combat that? You just didn't. You just knew that you liked it, or did you beat him up? Or did you?
Well, part of it was this was good and bad. I was fat when I was little. I weighed 140 pounds in third grade, so I was very hefty, or as I said, husky. And
right.
so luckily, like they would make fun of me, and I, of course, being a dancer, so I was sensitive to it, but I also was big enough that nobody really like pushed it.
Right.
Where unfortunately my older brother was smaller, so he had to deal with even worse, but yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that's great. A very interesting story.
Well, it's good to know that.
But it all equals to why you're such a great, even a role model, and the way you teach and all. It's your persona.
Yeah, especially for
guys. It all made you who you are.
I'm glad that dance has evolved to a place where it is okay for guys now to do it. They still, you get slack, but I think no matter what you do, a guy's going to harass another guy,
Right.
Yeah. Well, we talked about that in the first segment, that I was always excited, like you and Keith Clifton are kind of guys that I'm like, I get to see these dudes. Like, I get made fun of over here, but then we'll go, like, I got to ask you, from the first segment.
Yes.
Like, we were homies, right?
Right.
Yeah, see, I told you, Desiree. We were
going too. Yes, we were. Yeah.
I
remember going to a studio. Yeah.
Down to Houston.
I'm like, because we were on it, like, maybe Greg was just like, oh, God, here comes Nick
again. Here comes that kid Nick.
Like a stupid little kid. Like, what's up, Greg?
Hey, buddy, give me a high five.
No, we always loved it. Like, that's one thing. Keith and I worked a lot together throughout, like, the 90s and stuff, and we always enjoyed going to studios and having strong guys like yourself that were so, like, ready to go. And, it was fun. I mean, we could kick your butt and still, he came back from
and he still remembers it.
Yeah. Because there was a mutual respect, because I know if these guys can go through this, because it's not easy being a male dancer.
Right.
And if they can do it, then I can do it too.
Amen. Amen.
So, okay, that's the first segment. It's fast, don't worry.
Oh, well.
We're going to come right back.
Right.
We're here with Gregg Russell.
Make sure you can follow Greg at Gregg Russell Tap.
2 G's.
2 G's.
2 G's. Be right back. Infinite Dance Cast.
Gravity is the fastest, most powerful way to search for Android apps. Getting started is easy. Simply enter the name of an app, and in just one tap, you're ready to install. Feeling adventurous? Search for something broad, like productivity or travel, and use our filters to personalize your search, helping you find exactly what you need. App Gravity is the search engine that puts you in control. The next web said, App Gravity is like a better Google search for Android apps. App Gravity, delivering the fastest, most relevant app results.
Hi, this is Robin Kish from Chapman University, and you're listening to Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dance Cast.
Hey, welcome back. We are Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dance Cast.
Dance Cast.
We are dance all day, every day, all the time. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at iDanceCast, at Nick Drago, or at Desiree Robbins.
You can follow our guest, Gregg Russell, at Gregg Russell Tap. That's 2 G's, 2 S's, 2 L's, 1 T, 1 A, 1 P at the end. Just making sure.
Of course.
Just making sure. So, Greg, you're working on a new project. Tap into the network.
Yes.
.com.
Tap into the networks.
Now, I don't know how new it is.
It's actually been around. This is our 7th season going in.
7.
But the first 5 years, it was smaller because we were kind of figuring out what we want to do with it. But the premises of it was basically is to, everyone said tap is dying. But then I'd go into a studio or I'd go on convention and they were like, oh, that was my favorite class. So I'm like, okay, all these kids are saying they love it, but yet they're saying, I guess the people, whoever they are, saying that it's dying, right?
Right.
So I was like, how can we get it going, but then still not like push it to the point where it's less, offensive. So I looked at the ballet world, and there's Joffrey Midwest and the Pacific Northwest Ballet companies, and they always have these 6-week seminar intensives during the summer where only 2 or 3 of the best kids from a studio could go to.
Okay.
And they're only submitted like that. And I'm like, well, why doesn't TAP have anything? We have festivals, and then you get conventions.
Right.
But why don't we have that sort of like hardcore training where you can go in for 3-4 days and get your butt kicked and expand your TAP to the next level, and have an incentive program. So the last 2-3 years we expanded. We're up to 6 cities, and also we're doing a gala event this summer.
Nice.
We're doing, cool. And it's been great because I've seen great positive feedback, and our clientele is about 80% returnee.
Really?
Which is, in a business sense, is amazing.
Yes. Unheard of, really.
Now, where's the gala going to be?
The gala's going to be here in Los Angeles, and it leads into we're going to be debuting. I started up my TAP company, and I was typing up the bio, and I'm like, it's been 3 decades. It started in 1999, so this is the 3rd decade of the TAP company. But we haven't been. Yeah,
now this is Tap Sounds Underground.
Yeah, Tap Sounds Underground. Yeah, we haven't performed in 3 or 4 years because a lot of people that were in the original cast are on now professional.
Sure.
Like Angie Carter and Ryan Lohoff and Melinda Sullivan, Galen Hooks, and I know you guys all know
Galen Hooks. Yeah,
they were all part of it. And
wow.
Yeah, and so it's been cool because now this is. I got inspired. I guess I turned 40 recently, so I'm like,
happy birthday.
Got to get the new 40 years going. So
that's awesome because I remember when Tap Sounds Underground, you guys were really, first hit,
right?
And it's like there's nothing like it, out there.
We appealed not just to the old school, but also the younger generation. The convention, kids that do all styles. It's like, well, why can't tap be all styles and not think in a box, but think outside of it?
And they just performed recently.
They just performed for Nichelle Bain. They did a benefit show down at the Yale Port, and so that was their official debut, and so it went pretty good.
That's exciting.
So we got stuff leading up to the show. July 17th through the 21st, and we'll be doing it here in North Hollywood.
Oh, wow.
So. That is awesome. Yeah. So keep your eyes open for that. So tapintothenetwork.com. And does Tap Sounds Underground have a...
not as now. We're on Facebook and things like that, but eventually we'll...
So if you're coming out this summer and you want to check it out...
and come take classes for 3-4 days with them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Greg. In regards to why wasn't there something like this for TAP, I've heard over the years that a lot of the old school hoofers feel like getting on convention is a sellout type of idea. Tell us about that. Where does that idea come from?
Well, I think what it is that, unfortunately, just like anything, there's good doctors, bad doctors, good policemen, bad policemen. Well, there's good dance teachers and bad dance teachers, and good tappers and bad tappers. And I think sometimes what happened originally is because out of necessity, certain conventions would just take whoever they wanted. They just needed a tapper, so they just put them out there. And so they would take advantage of the situation and maybe not think as a true teacher, but maybe as just a performer or a choreographer, and not really expanding the art form of tap, but just helping themselves out, a little more self-serving. And that's, just purely general state of, opinion.
Right.
But I think then what happened is these younger tappers that came up, they didn't pay the respect to the old hoofers. And so in return, the old hoofers were like, well, whatever you're doing is not good either.
Right.
So, and that unfortunately we kind of butted heads for a few years, but I think now, it's starting to gravitate. You have this younger generation like Sarah Wright and, like Melinda Sullivan and all these, Jason Samuels, which I know you just guys had and stuff like that. They see both. They see the younger generation. They see, hey, they're not bad for who they are, but they also respect the old generation, the Bunny Briggs and Artie Bryant. And real quick story, Diane Walker, I'll never forget. The first time I met her, she goes, hey, who are you? And I was like, oh, I'm Greg, and it was fine because we weren't, our worlds never collided. And I was like, so, oh yeah, I teach on convention. She goes, why do you do that? And I was like, well, what do you mean? And she goes, well, that's the venue for failed tap dancers. And she meant that, but it wasn't mean. She was just a very open, honest woman. And I was like, well, here's the thing though. I teach 400 to 500 kids a weekend, and 90% don't even tap. But one day they're going to buy the tickets to the show because they have respect and admiration. And I've also pulled in some hip hop and contemporary dancers that now want to do tap, and they're actually very good. And then I showed her a clip of my company, and she's like, "You're doing good." And I was like, and that's all it needed though. Is I think it needs more of this our generation just to bridge the gap.
So that's fantastic. You're spreading the good word.
It's not for me. It's for the art form of tap.
Attaboy. Look at that stand-up guy, Gregg Russell.
Never self-serving.
Oh, that's good, man. Unlike some of the guests we've had, like who, Desiree?
I thought you were saying
just kidding. Just kidding.
Like who, Desiree?
Oh, look, a squirrel.
Next question.
And so what convention you're on? Co-Dance right now, okay. And you can go to companydance.com. Is that
Yeah,
Company Dance?
actually, it's just codance.com.
Codance.com.
It's easy.
Yeah,
I love that. And
Yeah.
so you're out every weekend with them.
Pretty much, yeah. I do their full season because I've been with them. This is my 11th season now, and it's been great.
You also have your own in studio.
Not as much anymore. It's
Okay,
3D Dance
I just-
Network. I still do like some of those, but
Right.
I started that back when I was 19 years old, and there was one point where I had 22 workshops a season.
That is incredible.
Now I look back at it and I just get tired thinking about it. I'm like, oh
I
my God,
know.
what did I do that
I
for?
know.
On top of convention.
Sure, that's
So,
you were never home.
no.
Yeah, never home.
All right, let's talk Gene Kelly.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's talk
my
Gene
idol.
Kelly. Yeah, are you going to do Gene Kelly, Gregory Hines, Nicholas Bros, whatever you want?
Gene Kelly, well, I mean, the whole purpose was I'm very grateful for like Kenny Ortega because he has been an idol of mine, but also a mentor, and it's so great because the way he teaches is just by being,
Yeah.
and I love that. And but myself, Terry Lindholm, and Charlie McGowan, we did a show at Glam Slam, which is now considered
Oh my
Carnival,
gosh.
but Glam Slam Princess Club. All right, take it back. So we did a tribute. It was tap, and we did like 4 different styles of it, ended a cappella, and it was interesting because it was a hardcore venue to present that. Here you got these 3 all-American guys, like, you know, tap dancing, and they're like, get off the stage, blah, blah, blah. They were yelling at us. So, you know, I felt like, oh, God. But we kept doing it. By the end, I'll never forget, I saw this guy with a dog collar, a spiked hair, and 3 nose rings going, and I was like, I looked over at Charlie, and I go, we got him, you know? So,
Oh my god.
so anyways, long story short, Kenny Ortega was in the audience, and he said he was working with Gene Kelly at the time on a project, and he goes, Gene Kelly needs to see this. This is what Gene Kelly stood for. He was always that guy that, you know, challenged the movie, like, you know, companies and stuff to go bigger than what it was.
Right.
So we got a chance to individually meet Gene Kelly at his house. So I'm walking in there, and I'm like, oh my God.
Sweating.
I'm just, you know, the first thing he says to me, he goes, it is an honor to meet you. I respect you so much for what you do. And I'm like,
He said that to you?
yeah, he said that to me. I'm like, excuse me, no. You know, and at the time I'm like, I'm not worthy. I'm on the ground, you know. But so, and
That
it was
is
cool
so
because we had a
cool.
great conversation, and then I ended up working on his final 2 jobs before he passed away. It was Cats Don't Dance, which was an animated movie from Hanna-Barbera, which was based off of his life story. So anytime the cat dances, that's me, and he had to guide me throughout the whole thing. And then we started working on the World Cup, and they were going to do a tribute to American in Paris, but unfortunately he passed away during the process. So.
But listeners, you need to get out and see the cartoon. Then.
Oh, it's obscure, but it's incredible.
But you
It's-
have to because that's
an
one
old
of the
style.
last things he worked on.
But, and also too, it's groundbreaking because that helped catapult where animation is now. Because nobody was really doing that. Think
Right.
about, you know, Who Framed Roger Rabbit was one, but
Right.
that was that same.
Right.
Yeah.
So Paula came way after with, you know, Optimus Drag.
Wow, dude. So how is
Cool
it?
cat.
So once you kind of got to know Gene Kelly, I mean, was he just easy to work with? Did you guys click?
Amazing. Yeah, we clicked. And the part of the reason why, which made me laugh, is that Fred Kelly, which most people don't know, was the teacher. They both danced, but Fred Kelly was the
Oh,
teacher.
my
And that's why he
gosh.
respected. He goes, I've tried to teach a couple classes. He goes, I have all the respect and admiration for you guys, the patience that you have. My brother's always so patient. And I could never do that. And so it was great to have that, you know, camaraderie.
is so
on top of,
Oh, my God.
how often do you meet your idol, the guy you look up to, and then they're the real deal? Like, you know.
It's never.
That's happened before where you're like, I don't
That
like you
is
anymore.
Oh my
incredible.
God, that's so good,
That's
dude.
the best story. I don't know if anybody can top that one.
No, they can't. Everybody else sucks. All right.
There you go again.
That was Nick, not me.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back for the final segment. We're here with Gregg Russell. Follow him on Twitter at Gregg Russell Tap. Go to tapintothenetwork.com for more information on his company. We'll be right back. Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dance Cast. Are you a dance company, teacher, choreographer, producer, or director looking to market yourself for your current projects?
Do you need just a little extra push to get the word out?
The answer is yes, Desiree. They do.
Nick, how do you know what they need?
I know our listeners. They need our help to spread the word about their shows, projects, and whatever else they have going on. And guess what, Desiree?
What, Nick?
It just so happens that we have the airtime just for them.
That's right. We have ad space available for you. We have both 30 and 60-second spots available for you.
Get the word out to the entire United States and countless other countries. Did he just say countless other countries? Yes, he did. Infinite Dancecast has audiences all across the world, including Canada, China, Japan, the United Kingdom, Switzerland, Germany, Austria, Romania, Australia, Denmark, Brazil, the Philippines, Mexico, and more. But I won't say the others because they're too hard to pronounce.
Email us at info@infinitedancecast.com for more details. Subject line, advertise.
Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dancecast, giving you a voice worldwide.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Lonnie Traveler here, and you are tuning into Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dancecast.
Hey, welcome back. We are Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dancecast.
Dancecast.
We are dance all day, every day, all the time. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at iDancecast, at Nick Drago, or at Desiree Robbins.
All right, so here's a quote. Gregg brings to tap an eclectic mix of style including hip-hop, jazz, and lyrical with a traditional bass, reminiscent of Gene Kelly and the Nicholas Brothers. It is a joy to watch him dance. Kenny Ortega.
That is a great quote.
Yeah.
Pretty great quote.
I was just astounded when he said that, and because I was doing that, I needed an article, and they asked me to get some quotes from different people I worked with, and
That's a little awkward. Like, can you give me a quote?
Well, yeah, exactly. I'm like there, but it was for Dance Teacher Magazine.
Yeah,
they did that feature, and so I was like, okay, and so it was interesting because how busy Kenny is. Kenny Ortega is, just a world international person all along, and so I got a hold of his agent. And sure enough, he was the one that called me back personally. Is like, here, and I was like, oh my god!
Well,
and he called me back on top, not even like I'm, email or anything like that.
I mean, this is thought out. He could have easily been like, Gregg's awesome.
Right.
Yeah. That is
It's amazing.
That's
you should have this tattooed on your back.
Are you kidding me? That's my ringtone. I wake up to that every day. I feel good about myself.
So true. Oh my god.
So Kenny, you worked with Kenny on Newsies.
I worked with him on Newsies. Yeah.
See that segue?
I saw that segue coming.
It's a podcast
Talk
technique.
to us about segue. Yeah.
So this was a movie that was particularly inspiring to me as a male dancer.
Was this maybe one of your first jobs?
Well, exactly. I was on scholarship at Dupre, which is now considered Edge. I know.
Nice, bro.
You probably don't know that name.
People are like, what's Dupre? No, whatever.
So, anyways, we finished our showcase show that they do, and Greg Smith and Kenny Ortega were in the audience. It was the last show on Sunday, and they came back, and he comes up and goes, and I met them, and at the time, I knew of them, but I didn't know, and they're like, well, do you sing? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, can you sing something right now? I probably sang the worst rendition of Happy Birthday ever because I'm out of breath, just danced like 20 numbers in an Edge show type thing, right? So I'm like, oh, birthday right there. And they're like, okay, we really love the way you dance and your personality and stuff. It's like, we had somebody drop out of this movie we're working on.
You're kidding.
And, would you be interested in coming in tomorrow? And I was like, let me look at my schedule, So sure, I showed up and I got fitted, and I came in late. I was about a month late, but then over time, just I got pushed up to one of the main dancers, and part of the reason why is I was a little bit of a mentor for Christian Bale because Peggy Holmes was amazing, and I'm sorry the other guy left me, but and Kenny, they were all in charge of the choreography. It was like a 3-way thing, but they didn't have time to work with some of the stars.
Sure.
And things. So
they threw you a Christian?
Yeah, they're just like, hey, can you work? Because Kenny knew that I taught, and then the best part of it is that how we bonded is that he loves tap, so we would jam like when they were setting up cameras and stuff. He was just like, okay, Greg, teach me another step, do that, and we would just go back and forth.
Whoa, dude.
It was just
great.
It was nice because that was my first job, so
dude,
not a bad one.
Not a bad one.
You picked a really hard song to sing, though.
Yeah, I did. I know.
Happy Birthday is the hardest song.
What are you thinking after the show? I was thinking of the after party. I wasn't even thinking about singing.
Hey, trust me, I know, but that is a hard song.
Yeah, it was a hard song.
Well, so news to everybody, don't pick that song.
But be ready to
Have
sing
something in the
right?
back. I already know what mine is.
Yeah, which is?
You're never fully dressed without a smile.
There you go.
It's just what I do well.
Go ahead, Des.
No, because we have to pay ASCAP and BM.
Oh yeah, you're right. We don't.
I don't want to get into laws.
We can only sing about like 5 seconds of every song.
You can only sample it.
Yeah, just a sample.
Exactly.
Everything sounds like a sample when I'm singing.
Amen.
Okay, great. So you were also on tour. You know what? I saw you perform with Reba McEntire when you were on tour.
Yeah.
Because was Terry
So
Lynn
did
Home on tour?
Terry Lynn Home, yeah.
It was such a great show.
Terry Lynn Home, Higgins, Bill Bull, Bob Gaynor.
All the greats.
Yeah,
Dude.
Sean Earl, still kicking digging it.
That's awesome. I saw you guys at the Woodlands.
That's right.
Nancy O'Meara.
Nancy O'Meara.
Linda Savas.
It was that was a production. It was a fabulous show.
Okay, and here's something else that I was not happy with. Okay,
Wait,
you were on,
I'm not happy with it.
well, I'm about to. It'll
Are
make
you
sense.
envious or jealous?
You were on Live to Dance
Yes.
with Ryan Lohoff.
Yeah, my partner.
And you guys kicked some major.
Took us.
Took us.
I like that.
And
Took us.
you only made it to the semifinals, and I
Right.
thought that was an extreme injustice.
Wait, what show was it?
Live to Dance with Paula.
Oh, that's right.
So I don't mind.
remember
I don't
hearing
mind saying that. Like you're my boy. Like you know, and I think you should have won that thing.
No. Well, you know what? We just enjoyed having the venue. Like over the last couple of years, I've been pushing really hard along with some of my other colleagues, just getting tap on television as much as we can get tap on there. And so, you know, the prime example was I was actually going to work as a scout for the show because I knew Kelly Cooper and all that. And so they were like, hey, you know, we know you travel around a lot. We're looking for people to be on the show. And then Paula saw me at the Art for Life, Gina Starbucks thing.
Right.
She's like, why aren't you on it? And so I met up with her and I'm like, I'll tell you the reason why I'm not on it. And because, you know, where television is and the age and all that. And she had a great feel. She's like, I want just talent on the show. And so through the process was great. And even though it kind of got taken away from maybe the focus of what the show started out being, she was great throughout the whole process. She always fought for us. You know, we had a fight for making sure our shoes were mic'd. You know, they were like, well, that gives you an advantage. You know, just little things like that where it's just television people not understanding tech.
So she had your back on that.
Right. She was
that's cool.
there for us. So,
all right.
you know, so whatever we made, it's a competition.
It was
you know,
okay.
the fact is 6 million people, you know, for 2-3 weeks saw tap dancing on television in a state that
And it was great.
they
You
could
guys
relate to.
You guys presented yourselves really well too. It was nice.
Was that an
refreshing.
audience voted thing?
Yes, they vote in and stuff.
Just curious.
Yeah, but they also had the judges there.
Was that the thing we went to that crazy audition and it was at
Yes, with Molly.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't audition.
No, we did not audition.
I've done enough reality
We
television
did
in my
not
life.
audition.
It's enough. It's enough.
I'm good. Next I'm going on The Bachelor.
We wouldn't have gotten on knowing Greg was on it.
Do I have to go on The Bachelorette? Yeah.
You're going on The Bachelor?
Unless I'm with a guy. Unless I'm the guy.
The guy.
We're
Do
getting
you
off
want me to
track.
try to get you there?
Here's another favorite movie of mine. No, Clueless.
Yes.
Growing up, that was a hilarious movie.
Yeah.
I guess that's more of a girl's favorite movie, but I like the
It's
movie.
okay,
So I was
Nick.
in love with
You can
Alicia
admit it.
Silverstone.
Yeah.
Alicia Silverstone was hot.
Oh, yeah.
And all the Aerosmith videos.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Ended up teaching her dance for a little bit because then she ended up coming to Edge because
Look
of
at
the
Nick
movie.
is so... See, you're so envious.
She
of
liked
his life.
she liked jazz. When I taught jazz, she liked jazz.
Yeah.
Hip hop was okay. Tap, she tried it once. No.
No. You're like, do the jazz.
like,
do
it's
the
okay.
jazz.
Did she do that lip bite though? That's cool, man. All right,
That
good.
is so funny.
Okay, so you've done a lot, Greg. Here, you were in Gypsy.
Yeah, Bette Midler.
Yeah, with Bette Midler. That's pretty funny.
That was crazy.
Okay.
She's awesome.
What else we had going on? You produced some Come Away Home. Did you produce this?
Nope, that is not me. That is another Gregg Russell who's out of South Carolina. He sings and stuff.
Is he a sound mixer?
That is so
There's another
funny.
Greg Russell.
Yes,
No, I was going to tell you that.
But Greg also, but you do music.
Yes.
You do
Yeah,
music.
okay.
So,
Stuff like that.
so that's why we got to miss that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No worries.
How weird is that? The two Greg
we got to
Russells.
tell our producer, Janae, you really messed that one up.
Yeah, you really messed that one up, Janae. I'm not having this. All right, what else? Oh, Michael Jackson. We should probably talk about him.
Oh, yes. Basically, I got a chance to work with him the last few months of his life. And I met him through Kenny Ortega. I went to his house in Vegas when he was at the time. And he wanted to learn. I'm pretty sure he wanted to reenact one of Fred Astaire's thing for projects that weren't going to happen, but were going to happen coming out, allegedly. So, and he wanted to learn the Royal Wedding where it goes upside down.
Right.
So he asked me if I could teach him that. And it was a scruples moment because I met with him and I know he'd met with a few others. And I go, you know what? I will work with you like Fred dances, but I won't teach you the original choreography because that's not fair to him. I don't do that.
Right.
I'll make you look like him, but it'll be your own and our own thing. And he left the room for 45 minutes. I'm like, well, lost that job, like this and that. He came back and he goes, now I know why Kenny wanted you to be here. He goes, can you start right now? So I was like, can I call from the studio in the convention I'm supposed to be at tomorrow? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. So I ended up working with him for about 2 solid months.
Wow.
And then we took a little bit of hiatus, and that's when he went overseas before he passed away.
What was he doing when he 45 minutes when he was out of the room? Was he?
I don't know. All I know is I just sat there
Coming to
sweating
terms with the
buckets.
reality.
I think he
had to process.
wanted something, but also too he knew that maybe it was bigger than just that initial thing, and that's that's what I'm.
Good for you for standing lining up.
It was scary, but I was like, okay, I can't.
But it paid off.
I can't do it.
It was the right thing to do.
And I got a chance to work with him privately for 2 months. And he is a hard worker. That man, I can see his genius come out. Like, I would give him a step 1 week later. He had it cleaner than my advanced tap class.
Wow.
Here at home. So I'm like, okay, that's ridiculous.
That's
unbelievable.
awesome.
Greg, you had a fantastic career.
Hear that.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
And more to come. It ain't over.
Hopefully so, yeah. 740 coming
There's
up.
no way it's over.
Well, everybody in Hollywood's connected to Kevin Bacon within 6 steps.
All right.
And here's your life.
Here it is. Here
you
it
were
is.
in Clueless with Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah.
Who's in Beauty Shop with Kevin Bacon.
There we go.
Yeah, you
Hey,
probably already
2
knew that.
steps.
2 steps.
You're 2.
In lieu of Kenny Wormald reviving the Kevin Bacon role in Footloose, and he's a dancer, so we're going to do a Kenny Wormald number, even though we should probably do a Greg Russell number.
We'll add that on.
You're in Newsies with Jason Wybar,
Right.
who's in Clerks 2 with Kenny Wormald.
There we go.
2.
You're 2.
Greg, a huge fan of yours.
Thank you,
You
Nick.
are an inspiration to
Ditto,
me
man.
and many other dancers around the world, especially the guys.
Yeah.
So keep doing what you're doing, man.
And the girls.
Yes.
And the girls.
Okay, so that's that. Let me.
That's that.
Okay, we want to send a special thank you to our producers, Michael, Buying Hearts with Bodacious Beats Benicos, and Janae, Annie Oakley, 6 Gun Salute, Mercedes, for producing our show.
You make me laugh every week. We're Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dance Cast. You can download each and every one of our episodes for free on iTunes or directly download it to your smartphone.
But most of all, we want to thank you, the listener, because remember, without you, only our mothers would be listening.
Well, my dad, too.
No one's listening.
You're so negative.
I'm just kidding.
We're Nick and Desiree's Infinite Dance Cast.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah.